This is the Glass Cannon Network.
Greetings, Starfarers, and welcome back to Inherit the Sand on the Glass Cannon Network. This is an actual play where we are playing through the incredible role-playing game Dune Adventures in the Imperium by Modifius. We have this is our 10th episode of this series. This has been 2 books, one book and then a sequel, an entire saga we have spun for you. This is our final episode for now. It's been a long journey. Although we've come to the end of the road, I still can't let go. My name is Jared Logan. I am the game master for today's session. Earlier, Troy LaValle was at the helm, but now it is me to close out this storyline. And with me, I have some fantastic players. I have, from the Glass Cannon Network, Skid Maurer. I have Becca Scott. I have Nora Ibrahim. And I have Ross Bryant. Welcome, players. How's it going? Welcome to Optima 2.
Woo! Love it on this planet. Everything's going our way.
Much better than Optima 1.
Yeah, it's hot, but it's a dry heat on Optima 2.
It's sauna-like, comfortable. Oh, it's great for my pores.
Yeah. We got everybody misters to walk around with.
My joints don't feel inflamed.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right. So
good climate.
At the end of your last episode, y'all got yourselves a castle. So that made me wonder, like, if you had like unlimited funds, like what kind of crazy house would you buy yourself, or where would you put it, or what would it be like? I feel like this is something everyone has thought about at some point in their lives. And I will tell you that I would be a modern Fremen, and I would live in a mansion that fit into a series of caves.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about you, Ross Bryant? Unlimited funds. Where are you living?
That's a great answer, Jared. Love a subterranean lair for you. I spend a lot of time in the mountains in the west of North Carolina, which I think is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And I would love to have an Appalachian hideaway on an autumnal peak. Not exactly that variety. Maybe off in the distance, I'd hear some banjos dueling, but yeah, like some nice Blue Ridge solitude out there. Sounds mighty fine.
Wow, and you'd have a lot of money left over, I think, if you're just going to buy a cabin.
It'd be a gnarly ass fairy castle with crazy turrets and imagine Mad King Ludwig II built a palace on Grandfather Mountain just outside Asheville.
People would be like, "We got to go see the castle. Come on, everybody, hop in the car, hop in the truck. We're gonna go see that weirdo's castle.
Yeah, let's go see that Wagnerian manse that's up on the holler."
Wagnerian manse.
Yeah.
What about you, Nora? If you could have any home, if you could build yourself your own fiefdom, what would it be?
It would be a stone castle, totally secluded property. There would be a moat. There would be secret passageways. There would be, for whatever, a bowling alley, because I want that whole, ever since I saw There Will Be Blood, there's a bowling alley in my... in my manor.
Definitely the takeaway from that scene.
Yeah, that movie really made you want to have a bowling alley in your
The
house.
entire scene,
Wow,
the entire
to
time.
death. I would love a bowling alley.
My only thought, you know what? A bowling alley would be really cool. It'd probably increase the property values. There would be, I would imagine an indoor and an outdoor pool. There would be a master bedroom balcony in which there would also be like a water slide going into said outdoor pool.
This is decades of a thought project that you've tapped into here, Jared.
I think Nora probably has this all drawn in crayon somewhere in her room.
Notebooks filled with
there
blueprints.
have been reiterations since I was 4. There's like It started off 1.0. I'm at like level 30 now with it.
No, the moat isn't filled with man-eating crocodiles anymore. It's piranhas now.
It's piranhas. It's always supposed to have been piranhas. Yeah, I've thought about it.
You're like William
Wow.
Randolph Hearst.
Yes.
Clearly, you've put a lot of thought into it. What about you, Skid? Any thoughts on that?
I wouldn't want anything too big because if I'm in a large building by myself, I get really scared. So it would have to be max like 3,500 square feet. And the only thing I really want is my goal for my entire life, I will consider my life well lived if I can have a movie theater in the house. That's all I want. I just want like risers and a nice sound system and a big screen and like little red curtains and stuff. That's all I want.
You could do that to your living room right now.
I know, and that's all I want. That's like this is an achievable dream that I can maybe make happen in my life.
Would you also have a theater with a stage?
Sure, as long as this doesn't exceed the 3,500 square feet limit.
So right now, your house is just
Black
a
box.
movie theater and a theater.
That's right. I'll sleep
No
in
room
the
for
trap
anything
under
else.
the stage.
Well, yeah, there's a bed on the stage of the theater.
The loft.
The stage is set like a bedroom, and I'll sleep on the set.
Do you want people to come and sit in the seats and watch you sleep?
They can.
It's a one-man show.
You wouldn't be so lonely. Lonely to
So the
escape through
kitchen
3,500 square feet that way.
rotates into your other
The
room.
same Appalachians that go to see Ross's Castle go to watch Skid sleep.
That's right. That's right. I'll be in Nashville in the city. Ross, you can come down and watch me sleep.
Sweet.
What about you, Becca?
Live in the
Okay,
dark.
well, first I have to say, Jared, your dream is achievable because I watched a travel show in which there is a property you can rent for a night on that website where you do that thing on the border of Missouri and Arkansas in the caves there. And
that's right, I
I'm
saw
from
that.
near there, so that's very cool for me. It was a great episode of this travel show. It was like a very luxurious cave, but then you could open some door back into caverns they hadn't finished and made all polished and nice and wander around in there. But for me, it would be...
Talk about being creeped out in your own house, Skid. Just knowing that there's a door that leads to unfinished caves.
Unfinished cave system. Yeah, I think that would
Yes.
freak me
The
out.
hollow
too.
earth.
For me, I want an all glass house in the middle of the jungle in Costa Rica. In Manuel Antonio. That's where I want to live. And I also think this dream might be achievable. I'm working on it.
I love all our supervillain lairs and also Skid's theater house.
I know.
It's so great.
Right now you have a castle. Let me go back and kind of do a brief recap. Although if you're on episode 10 and you're like, I haven't really been paying attention, well, what's up with you? You've got weird viewing habits. So I'll make this recap as brief as possible. Maybe you just need your memory jogged a little bit. Our House Tyloris, had all of their power and fiefdom stripped from them when the Atreides took power in book 1 of the Dune novel. When that happened, the Harkonnens were disenfranchised, and so were the vassals of the Harkonnen House Tyloris. That is the house portrayed by our players. They were offered, though, 10 years later, a chance to regain their former power, and they have. They were given an almost impossible task by Fenton Quill. Thank you so much. Trust me. It looks like I need a recap. By Fenton Quill, a former Harkonnen agent, he asked them to bring a sandworm from Arrakis to a new planet that had been prepared for it, thereby breaking the Atreides spice monopoly, thereby crippling the Atreides and allowing the Imperium to be reborn. These players did that. They explored Arrakeen. They found out where to find a worm. They found out who to talk to learn how to ride it. They got themselves a starcraft that could hold one. And in our last episode, in the midst of a huge ornithopter battle, they rode the worm into the cargo hold and flew up to a guild Hayliner that was controlled by a offshoot of the guild. There's been a schism in the guild, and there is a group within the guild, a portion of the Spacing Guild that wants to fight back against the Atreides. And this group, this faction, is led by Dinar Banan. Dinar Banan, a guild navigator that our players met all the way back in episode 1. And even though they were very distrustful, our players have been given what they were promised. They were taken to the planet of Optima 2, where some terraforming technology developed by the Ixians has been used to make it almost exactly like Arrakis. Hopefully here the sandworm will thrive and the ecology of spice will spontaneously develop, and spice will be able to be harvested here. There is a complication to everything, though, and I should remind our players of this. In a former episode, Corin, played by Nora, had a vision, and she saw herself as the head of the household. She saw herself looking out over her planet, standing beside her castle, and controlling House Tyloris, if she even and still will call it that after she takes control. And now it seems that some of the other characters, Pharos and Mother Pomini, possibly, are on to the fact that maybe her loyalty isn't as rock solid as it used to be. Maybe Corin is planning something. So with that said, I'm going to open on a scene where we have become firmly established in our compound here on Optima 2. Let's say a couple weeks have passed. And you all have become firmly situated in your new home, and you can tell me how it's going and what kind of changes you've made and how you kind of run a fiefdom like this. What's your style of doing that? And I think we should go to the current de facto leader of the group, Mother Pomini, and ask her, Mother, what's your style? How have you been running the household? What are your goals and your what do you think are the most important things that you need to handle?
Well, naturally, first we must provide for my son, the worm man, pig worm man, worm.
It's a sandworm, but yes, you did hear a prophecy of a worm that is a man when you were among the Fremen, and you used that prophecy to gain their trust.
So it's just a worm that we've let loose on the planet, and maybe we have little thopters that are monitoring where it goes, what it's up to see if the spice is being made, because we have to create an entire infrastructure for harvesting said spice, which is quite a bit. So I'm taking inventory of all the person power that was here when we arrived. I've called for more inhabitants of the planet. Any pilgrims that would like to settle here are welcome. We've put out that word. Kind of on the down low.
You have told the world, you've told the galaxy rather, that you are here?
No, more of like the black market. Anyone who is a soldier here was told they could invite their families, maybe. Kind of just the subtle word, a whisper.
So your staff and the people running the planet are part of this guild faction, this spacing guild faction. And so they're not quite as numerous, but I love the idea that you've set out the word into the underworld, that people that are criminals can come and join you and be part of this rebellion against the Atreides. And I think that we should have a roll to see how well that goes. What do you think? How do you get the word
settlers. Just encoded messages that the guild navigators that pass through here that know of us may spread the word to those they deem worthy. Nothing can be written, only word of mouth. Coordinates must be memorized.
Very good. I want to see how well this sort of recruitment drive goes. So give me a roll. Let's just see how it goes. Right now you have 1 momentum and I have many threat. I think I have 8 threat.
8 threat.
What I think I have right now. Tell me what sort of networking skill and drive she's using to do this.
I think communicate inspiration fits very well to inspire people to settle here, and power. There's words. I mean, the fact that I'm Bene Gesserit is tossed about, and my statement is the Bene Gesserit will control the Imperium. I've also sent word back to Wallach 9 if any Bene Gesserit would like to come here, because I trust all of them implicitly from their training.
Okay, so because this is so secretive, it's going to have a higher difficulty than normal, and I'm going to go ahead and give it. Normally, just kind of putting the word out would be like a difficulty 0 thing where we find out just how many successes you get to build momentum. But I think in this case, it's going to be difficulty 1. But extra momentum can be spent, if you'd like, to get extra people to show up. And you can get quite a huge little population going if this is very successful.
Well, let me just game this game a little bit, and I'm going to spin that 1 momentum to get an extra die, and maybe we'll have extra momentum to invite more people. Okay. Okay, so I needed 16 or below. I got a 16 and a 15, so that's 2 successes. And then a complication.
No, you can reroll that.
No.
Reroll, it's a communication.
Communicate skill.
I start writing, everybody come party, and then Aurelius is like, no.
No. It's make sure that they know it's a BYOB.
Change the flyer, yes. Erase that part.
Evite is not the best course, Your Grace.
No one's doing Evites anymore, Your Grace.
The reroll was a 6, which is 2 successes for a total of 4.
A total of 4, and so you only needed 1, so you have earned 3 momentum for your party. Do you want to spend any of that? Right now, a lot of like former spice smugglers. Teresa shows up from Arrakis. She gets a spacecraft and shows up and is like, somehow I knew you would make it. I humbly offer my services. The scum and villainy of 100 starports have shown up, and they are a ragtag and a little bit hard to control lot. But I'll tell you something: if you spend some of this 3 momentum that you've found, I'll let you choose another group that shows up. So right now, criminals have shown up. Who else shows up? Or do you keep that momentum? I definitely want to spend a momentum.
I would like a Bene Gesserit order to show up.
Very
like
good.
A whole graduating class.
Right. An entire emissary unit of the Bene Gesserit sisters has arrived and have established their own chapter house. So they are also an open rebellion against the Atreides. Well, not open because you guys are trying to keep it as secret as possible. But they are in rebellion against the Atreides as well, and they've opened a chapter house here. So you have guildsmen that are kind of your main staff. You have criminals whom you can utilize as well. And actually, why don't we make, if you spend the 2 momentum that are left, one of these can be an asset that you completely control, Mother Pomini.
Yes, I will spend another momentum.
You have to spend 2, but you will have that asset.
Oh, so that we'll be back down to 0?
You'll be back down to 0.
Do it.
You drive a hard bargain. I will do it.
Who do you control, the criminals or the Bene Gesserit sisters?
The criminals, the Bene Gesserit. They'll keep me in check if they need to, and if they disagree with me, then they're probably right.
So, Mother Pomini has been kind of taking care of her own power base here and has a group that she controls now. She has brought people here that are under her thumb. And that is what she's been doing with her time these several months. I should also let you know that the process of spice arising out of a sandworm requires sort of the sandworm's death, and it is a years-long process before you will begin creating spice here. So you have to hang in there here for years without being found out or destroyed in order for this entire plan to work. But in the meantime, the promises were real. You have your own fiefdom here, and I want to see what is happening with all of you. Let's go to Aurelius. Aurelius, how do you spend these weeks? What do you do? How do you help to run the fiefdom?
Well, first, thank you for answering the question I was going to ask, because I think this is definitely like a long game that we're playing here, because it's like I assume there's like thousands of worms on Arrakis. We have 1. I don't even know how they replicate, but
yes, they actually kind of split into hundreds of sand trout, and there's something called a spice blow that results from that. Right. And I might not have all of the facts exactly correct, but suffice to say that this is a long game, and tonight's game session may only be, hour and a half, 2 hours long, but it'll cover perhaps years of time. Let's see how the game is played.
Okay. When a mommy sandworm and a daddy sandworm love each other very much.
They asexually reproduce
They asexually reproduce simultaneously on different parts of the planet. All right, so I was going to ask also, were there any indigenous people here before the terraforming began? Or was this like a pristine planet?
What a very interesting question. This was actually a pristine planet. They found this planet completely uninhabited.
Okay. So I think Aurelius is going to spend his time researching the life cycle of the worm, like getting all the literature that he can on that. He's going to be studiously, basically memorizing as much of the geography of the planet as he can, just to familiarize himself with the planetology of this new world. And the other thing he's going to be doing is making contacts with making sure that he has good conduits with each of the groups of people that are represented here on the planet, making sure that he's in constant communication with someone who is connected to each of these groups.
Very good. I think that we want an understand roll for you to sort of understand the biology and life cycle of this creature and to see how it's doing in its new home. So give me an understand roll. What are you going to add? What drive are you going to add to that?
Okay, I will do power because that is like he's trying to exercise house. This is how he's leveraging house authority over the world. This is the lever he's going to use to establish power of the house over this world. And
very good.
Cultural. I don't think my focus is how cultural studies and house politics don't really apply. So I'll just roll.
This is an information gathering roll. It's a difficulty of 1 to understand this complicated stuff.
And I did get 1 success.
Okay, great. So you currently have 0 momentum to my 8 threat, but the 1 success is enough for you to realize that just in the first few months, it doesn't appear that the worm is doing so well. It's sort of sluggish. It's not moving at the speeds it normally should move at. It's worms eat sand, if you can believe that. That is what they consume, and it's according to your studies. And you've taken some guild scientists out there with you, and they like you're their equal and their peer because they're masters of space travel, and they are trying to like adapt to a new discipline here and use maybe some of the papers you brought from the Kind's archive. But it feels like the creature isn't eating as much as it should. The worm is not thriving on the new planet, which means that the entire apparatus here could go crashing and burning down. I will tell you this, if you had extra momentum, I would have allowed you to communicate that to someone and get them kind of on your side the way that Mother Pomini has, but unfortunately you earned no momentum, and so you suffer with this knowledge while the other guild scientists kind of maintain this sort of stoic optimism about it. You think that something is actually terribly wrong.
Okay. Now
I turn to Pharos. Pharos, what do you do with these months out here on Optima 2? There is no spying to be done. There is only one faction here. Well, actually, now there's more than one faction, isn't there? Yeah. There's a Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, and there's also a group of criminals. So, Pharos, what are you going to do with this time?
Well, we kind of ended our last session with Pharos like having dawning paranoia about the internal politics of our little band here. We've established early on that Pharos was living among the Bene Gesserit in that chapter house as part of House Tyloris in exile, in the intervening time between Book 1 and Book 2. I think now that he reveres Reverend Mother Pomini Seraglio Tyloris as much as he does, he's committed to forging a union. And this ambassadorial capacity that we kind of mentioned in passing now that there's a chapter house being established here, he has an agenda to press. And he's not necessarily speaking with the voice of his masters, but with a voice of optimism from his own heart, which is that I think that there is a union to be had between our two factions. Though you find our methods repellent, we are the same. We both manage bloodlines, you in a rather traditional sense, and ourselves through the manipulation of the raw material, genetic modification. Think of what you could do with the genetic data that we have collected, and think of what we can do with the skills that you've accumulated in your breeding program. Could there not be a union between us both? Your project failed. The end sum of your centuries-long program is turned against you. We can make you a successful culmination. This can not only be the home to a new worm, to new spice production, but can be the home of a genetically created Kwisatz Haderach, under the control of the Bene Lilacs and the Bene Gesserit together. But of course, you would need a trusted voice among the Bene Lilacs to forge such an accord.
I think that was all addressed to Mother Pomini.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was to a generic leader of the faction of Bene Gesserit.
Let's
set the scene. You're in the Great Hall. You're in the Great Hall of your compound, and he has
were you
made
speaking
this
to me? I turned slowly.
Standing next to an easel with charts, okay.
You see, Mother Pomini is in elegant gold robes with her epaulets, new ones that have been made, wearing her Bene Gesserit scarf, but in a much more opulent way than other sisters have done. And she says, yes, no, I was listening. A genetically modified Kwisatz Haderach. Yes. Yes, this is what the planet needs. Arrakis, they have their imposter, but we, here on Optima too. Yes, we will have the true Kwisatz Haderach, one blessed by both factions. I believe you can make this happen, and you are the only one to do it, Theros.
Yes, of course, and I'm kind of shooting from the hip here, but this is kind of... Yes. Among the Bene Lilacs, we grow our Gola. Grow my kindred in our axolotl tanks. If we were able to have some of the appropriate genetic material that you are using containing the memories that you, Bene Gesserit, are so keen to promote and cultivate generation after generation, then such material couldn't be implanted in a suitable vessel to bring it to fruition. All the Kwisatz Haderach needs is a vessel to bring it into the world.
Our conversations...
If we find the material, you can be its mother.
There could be no greater honor. But we must tread carefully, for what you have said to me in this and other conversations, what I have told you of the inner workings of the other memory. We have betrayed our factions in their eyes by even sharing this information from one of the opposing faction. So, of course, we will have to be very careful with those that we trust with this information.
Of course. Secrets within secrets.
Within secrets. By the way, I've given a name to the creature that roams these sands, our silver sands. Because its being here is propitious, I call him Pishy.
I did not see that coming. So I'm going to game master for a bit and say, it sounds like you guys are going to try to create your own Messiah using
Through my womb.
Yeah, using genetic engineering. I'm not quite sure how to make you roll for that, Pharos.
I'm really just...
Look, I just have to pee on strips every day and like cross my fingers. I don't know if a roll will work.
Is it a Gola that you are going to create? Is it a genetically engineered being based on Mother Pomine's genetic material? Is that correct?
Yeah, I think what
if
I'm
the
going for
axolotl take is my body?
That is precisely what I'm saying. Is that not to be gross, but that is what I'm pitching, and it is a little gross, and but it's not to the Tleilaxu.
It's so very Dune.
But like that would mean that I would of course need access to the genetic records of the Bene Gesserit to find. I do not know who is related to whom, but there must be many of your sisters who have some of the Atreides traits that they were so cautious to guide to the faulty fruition of young Paul. If we could have some portion of that, then we could find a more suitable vessel, a grail that is yourself, in which the new Messiah shall rise.
I must admit this temptation of power is most appealing, but the information that the Bene Gesserit holds, though we share our other memory, things such as this are guarded very closely within the Order. I do not know the genetic makeup of even myself. We'll have to gain access.
So, it sounds like you're running sort of an espionage operation. I see that Skid has, or perhaps Aurelius has something to say.
Yeah, no, sorry, I can do it either.
Oh, you were in the corner there? This is awkward.
I'm sorry, I came in when he was speaking, and I didn't, it was very awkward. I didn't know whether to, anyway. I have a question for the bigger Dune heads than myself. So, if I think that the Bene Gesserit were one generation away from producing the person they intended to be the Kwisatz Haderach, is that right?
That's right, I think so.
So in the lore, do we know what that plan actually was? Did they have someone in mind to produce that Kwisatz Haderach?
I don't know that that's delineated, and if there's a bigger Dune head out there that's like, actually, I apologize for my lack of erudition, but I will say that a lot of the stuff that our friend Pharos is spouting right now seems recognizable from some of the later books, and I think that if you guys want to put together, let's just call it a project. A project to create within Mother Pomine's womb, and boy, it's a little gross, to create a Messiah through in vitro, a sort of in vitro fertilization type thing. Then
I'm into it.
Well,
this is
Corin has opinions, but we can get to that when we.
This is going to be pretty complicated for you, Corin, I would think.
I joked that you overheard, but I think that Aurelius does not know yet.
No, I wouldn't know this yet.
Just want to clarify. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see so you have to get secret information from the Bene Gesserit, you have to get secret information from the Tleilaxu, and then you have to corroborate that information in order to make this project work. So I would like for Pharos at a remove to run an espionage operation, and we're going to do this with one roll because we have some other things to get to, and also I haven't created a whole zone map of the entire planet Tleilaxu. But I would like for you to tell me, sort of the scope of this, like kind of what you think you're doing when you're gaining this secret information, and then you're going to make a roll to see how it goes.
I think here's my potentially crazy idea, is that like
there's another one?
Yeah, wait.
No. If the Bene Gesserit keep these bloodline records, then there's probably maybe even someone within this chapter house or within the current structure of the Bene Gesserit who's genetically similar enough to the Lady Jessica. That the Tleilaxu, if they had that DNA, could add to and construct it in such a way to kind of elaborate on it, to kind of to leap that generational divide that Skid was describing, and select for the traits that we would wish for, which all they would need then is to be, of course, brought to fruition by a appropriate Reverend Mother.
I also want him to be like really good at basketball.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
really anything we want.
Yeah.
Done. So, give me, put your roll together. I understand what you're doing. You're finding your genetic material. You're finding out who among the Bene Gesserit you need to draw the genetic material from.
That's right.
And you're also
This is
sort
a
of
blood
getting
heist.
Yes,
yeah.
you're also sort of getting some. You're also sort of getting some secret information from your Tleilaxu masters. And so who are you using for this? You are now an architect of this, but who are you using as the agent, or are you yourself going back to Tleilaxu and tracking down this Bene Gesserit over the course of several months? Are you the agent, or are you sending one of these criminals or one of these... well, the criminals are the only ones that Mother Pomini currently controls, so they're the only ones that you could send.
Right.
You could also try to make a deal with these Spacing Guild guys that are kind of, the functionaries running the planet for you, and you could send one of them, although it doesn't sound like their skill sets particularly match what you're trying to do.
Right. God, talk about just kind of a moment of idea like spinning wildly out of control. But I'm sure I am. But I think if we used the guild is the conduit through which folks move, and thus it is a place where everyone who moves on a Hayliner is somewhat vulnerable because they're in the little demi-monde of the guild.
Hostages.
So if
Oh, wow, yeah.
So if that's a place where we could isolate and take the material from the appropriate Bene Gesserit if we could get them onto a spacecraft.
Okay,
I also was thinking on the jazzy side of the Benny stuff, we could potentially the contingent that came here of their own volition. I could potentially try and talk them all into, y'all want to be Reverend Mothers? Cool. We're going to do a giant other memory trade, because part of the description of the skill in game is any Reverend Mothers in the room, you have the potential to share memory with them. Mm-hmm. Although some of these Bene Gesserit may die if we do that.
So it sounds like you're using the guild to run this operation.
That's right.
As your agents, rather. They are sort of going to, based on research that Mother Pomini hands over to you, they're going to hand you a traveler who meets the genetic profile, and then your Tleilaxu mastery will allow you to go from there. So you're not using any particular asset that you totally control to help you. You're having to kind of wheel and deal to make all of this happen.
That's
so
right.
Tell me what dice pool you're putting together.
And also be relatively secretive. So let's this is communicate and power.
You currently have no momentum.
Then I mean that's what I got to do.
Okay.
Unless I buy unless I use threat.
Would you like to give me some threat? I have 8 right now.
Oh Lord. I think this is a dangerous situation, so I'm sticking my neck out because I see an opportunity, and I think Feros's mind is maybe fraying at the edges a little bit. So yeah, I'll give you threat to get another dice.
Okay. You give me threat. You
Another
get a
die.
dice. I believe my threat goes up to 9. And so you now have 3 dice to roll, and I think that look, let's be honest. This sounds extremely difficult and extremely complex.
Yep.
what I would like to do is for you to give me the target number, and I'm going to roll the 3 days for you, and you're not going to know if you've been totally successful in creating a Kwisatz Haderach. But there's one other thing we have to do. You're being completely secretive, meaning Corin is not told of this. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So, Corin, I'm going to ask you just to sit back a little while longer, and then we're going to get to your plot line. But right now, what is the target number you're trying to hit with these 3 days?
Well, the target number is 14, and I think my communicate focuses in charm, which this seems to be
doesn't
more
apply here.
Doesn't apply. Yeah, 14.
And I still don't know either, right? So I couldn't help you.
Nope, I'm afraid not. Aurelius has also been kept in the dark about this really shady plan to create your own Messiah.
Yeah, this is some dark stuff.
I've lost my way.
Yeah.
Look, I'm.
Power corrupts.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tlilaxu have a very. I mean,
months pass,
it's
and
not...
if my players consent to this, if this doesn't bother them, I would say that this has come to fruition, and that you Mother Pomini, do you truly want to be the mother of this Messiah?
Oops, sorry, Corin, I'm pregnant. We can talk about that later. Yes, yeah. Total player consent, all good. Thanks for asking.
Great.
Corin just wants to be the father. Go ahead.
Great.
Okay.
I did not want to be weird. That is the sort of thing that is the goal of this faction.
So you are pregnant, and it's going to be hard to hide this from Corin pretty soon. But speaking of Corin, let's ask Corin, what have you done, nay these several months that you've been on Optima 2?
Corin has become the master general of the house. And she has been recruiting and training soldiers. She has been gaining loyalty. And in addition to this, she has been creating a specialty, like elite army within the people that she's been recruiting. People who are loyal to her, the best of the fighters.
Oh, shit.
Great. Let me ask you, how are you going to recruit that cadre of like super loyal warriors? Like, what are you going to use?
As far as like my roles?
You're going to get an asset, and it's going to be like sort of a commando squad that answers only to you, which means it's a difficulty too to create that asset. But you need to tell me what dice pool you're going to put together to do that.
Definitely power in battle, because I will have what is owed to me. And I will kind of use the psychology of, we're on a new frontier. This is your moment to make your mark in this world. These are the first footsteps of the creation of this planet. Do you want to be a hero? Will you stand beside me? Will you rise up to the occasion? Will you have the courage? Do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes?
I love it.
Yeah,
and you're dealing with basically guildsmen who have martial prowess that you're training to be even better. They will be a quality 0 sort of commando squad, but you will have an asset called commando squad if you can get 2 successes on this roll.
Is there like a military wing of the Spacing Guild? Do they have their own troops usually? Is that a thing?
I believe that generally this would be kept in utmost secrecy because they're not supposed to be a military order at all. But of course, there are those among the Spacing Guild who learn and specialize in combat. These situations occasionally arise, and every faction in the Imperium
got to have security forces or something.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that is what Corin has drawn to her, the security forces here on Optima 2, and she is trying to make them her loyal confidants. Corin, can you get 2 successes and create this asset? You're muted, dear, I think.
Can I give you a threat to increase the dice pool?
I guess
Why
you
not?
can.
We're bruising for a bruising.
None of us will live.
High
so
stakes.
fitting, though.
Final episode.
It's the final episode. We're doing the most dangerous thing we could possibly think of doing.
Damn the torpedoes.
Of course.
I got a 4, a 3, and a 17. So 2 of those are well under my 8. So
That's great. So, Corin, you now have a dedicated commando squad that will do anything you tell them to do. And if a countermanding order were to come down from Pharos or Aurelius or from Mother Pomini, they would ask you. They would listen to you. They would ask you for direction. So please put on your sheet that you have an asset commando squad. I want to be clear. This isn't the entire security force. It is a conspiracy within the security force that answers to you. But they are some of the most tactically advanced and skilled fighters in the entire force.
Your own personal death squad.
Yes.
Now, normally an asset that you create goes away when you go to a new scene, but I'm doing something that it doesn't really talk about in the book and kind of having things happen over the course of months and things like that. So I'm just going to say some of the things that happen next are all part of the same scene. They're all part of the same chapter. So right now, the criminal faction that Mother Pomini controls remains permanent as we move into kind of different dialogue scenes, and so does the commando squad. And oh boy, the trait pregnant is very real in Mother Pomini right now. Now I'm going to set this scene. Corin, after your exercises one day in the courtyard, you are approached by Fenton Quill, our benefactor. Dinar Benan would like an audience with you, Corin.
Regarding?
Let's just say he's concerned with the security of House Tyloris here on Optima.
Very well.
He cannot come planet-side. You will have to join him in orbit.
I require my... I would express that I require my squad to come with me. I will not go alone.
Of course, ma'am. And they all join you in perfect lockstep. And Fenton Quill accedes to your whim, to your wish. And soon you are all flying up to a Guild Hayliner that looks like this last one you were on. And soon you are in another opulent room with rich velvet tapestries and a huge curtain that parts. And before you floats Dinar Benan. Corin, did anyone see you leave planet-side?
I don't believe I made myself or my presence here to be known.
I have had visions. I have seen the future. And I have become concerned about our little project.
Can you elaborate on your vision and
the
your
worm is
concerns,
dying.
please?
The worm is dying. Our attempt to take control of the spice monopoly will die with that worm. And I know it is because you have not taken control. You see, everything is prophecy when you have taken as much of the spice as I have. And I knew that a daughter of Arrakis, a true Fremen, must be in charge of my project. And you know as well that you must rule this house in order for us to take control, in order for this project to work. You know this, do you not? You've seen it.
I have seen it, and I do know this.
The time has come to act.
Tell me, in your visions, do you think we have taken the wrong worm?
I think that once all the pieces fall into place, once you have become the true head of the house, then the tapestry, the weave of futures will solidify will crystallize and the worm will survive. But right now we are in a place of flux and you must act. Are you ready to take what is yours?
I have been training for this, yes.
Then act. Then do it. I can give you more security forces. I can send a secret message among them and help you.
I shall require so. Thank you.
Then simply send a signal. And we will send our messages to our people on Optima, letting them know the time is now.
Understood.
And so, you are returned to Optima, and you have been told it's time to act or the entire project will fail. This is how the tapestry of futures has foretold. So, Corin, what do you do?
Corin would request an audience with the Duchess privately. And
I
would
think you can
have her commando squad waiting outside the quarters.
I think you find me in our bed quarters, which are luxuriously draped with flowing white fabrics around the bed and the doorways, and I am wearing long flowing white gowns, and humming to myself as I weave on a loom, new hobby I picked up. Corin, you are a delight to my eyes.
My love.
Look, I've been weaving your face.
Oh no.
I am honored by your artistic endeavors.
I'll get better. See, it's your profile and your hair. It's like a stick figure.
I'm just
Yes,
learning.
I see the resemblance, thank you. My love,
know
I grow
we've
concerned.
What concerns you? It can be fixed with a wave of our hands.
I grow concerned that the future of our house will be weakened along with the state. I should say, the weakened state of the worm that we had brought over. Do you know
Yes.
about this?
Well, Pishy, I call him. I've seen from my balcony, his movement is not the same as it once was. I've been meaning to speak with DeGrom about this. He seems to be studying such things, but
And when were you going to speak to me about this?
I'm sorry, do you have an idea of how we might right Pishy's mood? Maybe a mate, maybe better meals. What does it even eat out there? Should we feed it men?
She's so overboard. This is great.
Do you remember in the Siege Alburn, we convinced them that you were the prophet based on what I saw in the cave, in the ceremonial room.
Yes, you are truly the one that granted us the power to let them believe what they really wanted to believe. I know it may be seen as deception, but they were so ready to hear what they wanted to hear.
What if I told you that what they wanted to believe was real? and that I saw it.
I did not take you for a believer, but I respect if that is what you believe, that we...
Delessa, I saw it. The stunted, half-man, half-worm. I saw it with my eyes. I saw it. It's not a fantasy. It's not fiction. It's not a dream that people hold on to for faith. I saw it.
I sense anger in you. You saw... You're... Not a vision?
Not a vision. It's very real.
Why did you not tell me of this?
We had to gain their trust. I did what I had to do. If they had any idea that we knew about their Kwisatz Haderach, that while we were trying to gain their trust, they would have killed us.
I don't understand why your deception from me has anything to do with what we told them.
My deception was to keep all of us alive, and we are. We are on this planet, we have it. And now the problem is that we cannot hold on to it. We cannot become a stronghold with this weakened worm, with this state that we're in. I did what I had to do.
And this speaks nothing of prophecy. This speaks of the wrong diet. We'll make adjustments. The worm will be happy eventually.
There is a chance that you may be right. I saw something. It showed me something.
This is not the Corin I know. You are pragmatic. You are powerful and strong. You are not given to whims of fancy and delusion.
You're right.
Who is this Corin?
You're right, I am not. What I'm speaking is the truth. I know what I saw.
What is this truth? Tell me.
I saw a different house. I am asking you now, rather than trying to regain what was once yours, build a new house with me, our house, together. And Corin produces from her pocket a gold band inlaid with a sapphire. My love.
What? What?
Oh my god, it's really happening.
Oh my god!
Will you make her the happiest woman in the galaxy?
I really thought that Chris knife was coming out.
Yeah. Okay. You got
It
me.
is. It is our time, my love. Let us rewrite the pages. I believe in you. I believe in us. I believe in our new house.
And that's when you notice that Mother Pomini is pregnant.
Oh.
What? I have not been the only one keeping secrets.
He will be yours. He will be ours. He will be the true Kwisatz Haderach.
But whose is it?
It's not important. It is House Tyloris.
Not House Tyloris.
What will our house be called?
House Kareem. Will you build this house together with me?
I could never say no to you. House Kareen it is.
Wow, you have accepted her pregnancy. You have you've got her to agree to allow you to take control of the house.
Whoa, I just thought we were naming it after her.
Oh no, I mean Corinne, just to be clear, you need to take control. Is that correct?
I have not ceded power.
Kareem is her surname. That we have not mentioned.
Well, I want to know right now, in order for the vision to come to pass, you have to be completely in control. Is Mother Pomini going to agree to that?
Corinne, I will accept this ring and we will be equal in power.
Then the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
So, as paramours, as partners, you both look out over your balcony, over the sands, and you wait. You wait for the worm to heal and for the spice blow to come. And right now, we're going to take an ad break. We're going to talk to our sponsors for a second. And when we come back, we're going to find out the final fate of the house that's changed names 3 times. Find out the fate of House Kareem when we return on Inherit the Sand on the Glass Cannon Network. Welcome back. We are on a new planet, a second Arrakis called Optima 2. Skid is making us laugh with his funny memes. He
sitting on it
is
for a while.
a total meme head. What a Gen Z kid, that Skid. That was really funny. Look, Mother Pomini's picked up the new hobby of weaving. She is now married to Corinne. The house has changed names once again to House Kareem. Now a true daughter of the desert guides the house. Will this turn their fortunes around? And what did I roll when I rolled to see the success of this attempt to create a new prophet, a new Messiah? I can't reveal that quite yet. I think that now we're going to go into a new scene. You guys have no momentum, so no momentum is taken away. And this new scene is going to cover yet another kind of phase of months. And it's going to end with the birth of this child. So I would like to know what people are doing those 9 months here on Optima 2. And I'm going to start in reverse order. We're going to start with Corinne. What do you do in the 9 months leading up to the birth of this child? What is your leadership of House Kareem like?
Corin definitely is keeping up with her commando squad and military training. She's trying to gather whatever intelligence she can, keeping in correspondence also with who did she speak with? Not Fenton Quill, with
Dinar Banan.
Dinar Banan.
He is angry. He says that the vision showed you alone, and you have defied the vision. That is the message that he sends you through his agents. How do you respond?
I respond, time will confirm, time will tell.
For now, he is not acting against you, but you do know that he has some sort of secret control over a lot of the guild agents that are in this compound and in this complex. So that could be an issue for you.
And also, I kind of will be like, I am in control.
Yeah, you are saying to him, don't tread on me. I have control of this place, whether you believe it or not. But he continues to send you messages saying the vision showed you standing alone. So you just continue to train with your commando squad. Any specific project you wanna undertake? If no, that's fine. Like you continue to protect your new wife. You continue to protect your interests here. Anything specific?
Yes, I am concerned with the health.
The health of the sandworm?
Oh, you muted.
You have muted.
Sorry. The health of the worm, yes.
Okay, so months are passing, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it to another player, Aurelius DeGrom. Aurelius, the sandworm is not getting better. In fact, it is now like kind of barely moving when you go to inspect it. So as life blossoms within Mother Palmony, the embers of life start to die within the worm. And Corinne, it looks to you like perhaps he is right, that perhaps Dinar Banan is right. Perhaps you must stand alone in order for this project to work. That is what it looks like. But you can. I'm not trying to push you in any direction. Stick by your love, by your principles. I will ask Aurelius, what do you do?
I think Aurelius is kind of overwhelmed by the conflicting loyalties here, because he has raised his life, prepared his whole life to be in service. Like, that's what mentats are meant to do. That's what all their training is to be in service, put their abilities in service of a great house. But it's like the house itself like keeps changing and shifting to the point where I think he feels a little unbalanced. Feels like the ground like keeps moving underneath his feet. And so I think he might actually, the most reliable person at this point might be Pharaoh's for him. Like, I think he might like be confiding in him more than the other two, because Corin like she has an agenda. Like, he might get wind that she's training secret troops. Like, she has her own personal like army that she's training within the walls. He sees what's happening with the worm. He might know about the prophecy. So I think he might just ally himself with Pharaoh's to some extent, just at least for some kind of certitude. And like, even that is just with a Beni Tzleilax looking to them for some kind of normalcy is just kind of terrifying in and of itself. But, yeah.
I'd like for him to see how much he knows, to see if he has got all the data, which data is very important for a mentat. So would you please put together a dice pool, and we're going to roll an information gathering roll at difficulty 0, and you can generate some momentum with this, and you can spend that momentum to know different things, different factors that are going into the success or failure of this great endeavor.
Okay. So can I use this? I'm taking in a bunch of different disciplines, a bunch of different types of knowledge that I'm taking in. Would I be able to use house politics, or I guess cultural studies probably won't work, but I'll use house politics.
House politics would fit perfectly.
I'll do that, and power. Just as the understanding, like the power dynamics of what's going on, is one of them very important. So. Target number is 14. That is 2 successes.
2 successes, and it was difficulty 0. So I'll tell you for free that you have found out that some of the guild functionaries here on Optima 2 are actually ultimately loyal to Dinar Banan, and that is concerning, right? If you want, I know you already know it as a player, but if you want, you can spend these 2 momentum, and you will know about anything else that we've discussed that seems kind of secretive. For example, you could know every single detail about how this child was created and what the goals are with it. Or you could know about the deal between Dinar Banan and Corinne and how they've been circulating information. And by the way, this is stuff that you deduced as a mentat. It's not stuff that you like found out through spies. It's something you've figured out by looking at the data.
Okay. I think I will spend both momentum points to know about. I definitely want to know what's going on with Corin, like her plans, and I don't know everything. I want to learn like everything that I can about what's going on right now.
Okay, so I'm going to let you gather this information, okay? You first gather the information that the guild has agents on your planet that are ultimately loyal to Dinar Banan. You then learn, through deduction, that Corinne is secretly corresponding with Dinar Banan and that they have some sort of side deal going on, and it's part of the reason that Corinne possibly married Mother Pomini. And then the final thing that you learn, and you extrapolate it from the data, is that House Atreides is headed toward your planet to destroy you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is
There's
something.
no way that the information could not have siphoned out yet.
Yeah.
There's
Dealing with
absolutely
criminals.
no way. Yes.
You're
dealing with criminals. The coordinates of Optima 2 have definitely leaked by now, and it might be days, it might be hours, but the Atreides are coming.
Okay. The minute he learns about that last thing, he starts running through the hallways of the castle, and like that scene and the right stuff. He's just like running, just throws the doors open of wherever the Duchess is, and it's just like, Your Grace, the Atreides are coming. The Atreides are coming.
I could tell you where I am. It has to do with what I think I've been doing, which is I think I moved the chapter house into the palace, and I'm speaking with them.
Okay.
So perhaps you come into the halls that have been converted to the chapter house, and all the Bene Gesserit women are there as well.
Okay. If there are other Bene Gesserit there, he's gonna throw the doors open, ready to say that. But then he sees the other Bene Gesserit. He's like, Your Grace, I must speak with you privately and urgently.
But once we've all shared... Oh, never mind. Yes, of course, you may speak to me alone. And I follow you into the hall.
Okay. And Thorm, he takes out his Ixion damper, and he's just breathlessly, he says, Your Grace, the Atreides, they're on their way here. We are found out. They will destroy us.
Well, the Guild Navigators, they surely could defend us. How have we been found out? We haven't planned for this contingency.
We have not. Perhaps they can manipulate their forces in transit. I don't know. I will speak to my contacts within the Guild. Perhaps you would do well to do the same?
Yes. Even the Atreides are dependent upon the Guild to move about the former Imperium, as it were. And they can't control the bending of space and time to travel here without the aid. We must speak to Dinar Banan. Someone has betrayed us, and perhaps could be won over before they get here.
A radio is wheeled in. A Communinet system is wheeled in on several different dollies. Enormous machines are hooked up to funnels and things that almost seem like old-fashioned telephones are kind of moved into place. And you can have a remote conversation with Dinar Banan through this strange device. Would you like to do so?
Yes, I step out of the... Can we just wheel it into our secret no hear us bubble?
Oh, you want to have it in complete and total secrecy. Yeah, you can have it under the Ixion dampeners bubble. Well, this just makes his voice come out, so yeah.
I mean, we already got it up.
Yeah,
We've already broken it out. You might as well.
Dinar Banan,
Yes.
I assume you know of the troubles that are headed towards our planet.
Yes, and I'm sorry to say that the loyalists within the guild have stayed with the Atreides. And in all likelihood, they are preparing to move a fleet here to Optima 2. That is why I have already abandoned this project.
You created this project. You would walk away from that which is birthed from your own mind?
The vision is incorrect. You were supposed to die. Corinne was supposed to stand alone. I have turned my sights toward Optima 3 now.
How many Optimas will there be?
As long as I am alive, I will find as many as are necessary.
You would pour resources into this opulent castle and then walk away yet again? It can be as you wish. What is this prophecy you speak of?
I have seen it. I know it is the truth. But fear not, little Bene Gesserit. You do have a fleet guarding the planet. Perhaps you will survive. Perhaps history will write its course. And if so, I will reconsider the data and may rejoin you at a future time.
Perhaps you will be welcomed, perhaps not.
I control all travel to your planet. You will have to deal with me, whether you want to or not.
I look to Aurelius as if he has anything else we should say.
Well, with your grace's permission, I would like to say, with all due respect, you're being a total dick here. Come on, man. Not cool.
This audience is at an end.
Wait, before that, I want to try and speak through the radio and say, "You will fight the guild navigators that come towards us to your dying breath." With the voice.
Does
Why
the
not?
voice work through a radio?
Probably not. Make it hard. Let's roll
Also,
some dice.
does the voice work to command someone to do a long, multi-part project that involves peril for their entire power base?
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Look,
I am going to. I want to give players every advantage that they have rightfully earned, but I think that is an illegal use of the voice. I'm going to assume that Mother Pomini lost control for a second and the voice burst forth, but it's too late. The radio has already gone silent.
I like that choice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it falls on deaf radio ears.
Pharos, you can know everything all the other players know now. You know, you are a spy by trade, and and Aurelius told you that he was keeping you in his confidence.
Yes.
So what do you do? By the way, Mother Pomini is very heavy with child, and the baby will arrive any day now.
Right. And yes, Aurelius was confirming the paranoid suspicions that I already had that Corinne was building a personal power base, that this change in name, maybe that perhaps this was all a feint, that she is biding her time, that rob the universe of the rightful heir of this anti-messiah that can lead us all into a brave new future where the Bene Gesserit and the Bene Tleilax are united finally with a powerful entity that they can purely control. So I think after all this, but now this scene would throw some of that into question. If Grim was going to betray us or betray Mother Pomini, kill her probably would have happened by now. Doesn't seem that she would be working with the Atreides coming to kill us.
Yeah.
I think then Varos's priorities are just sweep over and calm yourself. It is not. I should speak to myself. Tell myself to be calm. You are the one who is in a state to remain calm. If the Atreides are coming here, we cannot allow you to be put in more danger. I say we flee.
Flee all we have built, all those who follow us. The option is not off the table.
The worm is dying. If what the prescient visions of this navigator says are true, then the only way that it can live is if you yourself give up all that you have, if these visions are to be trusted.
Visions are one possible future. I do not believe that any premonition is the only path forward. These are the tools we use to manipulate others. We can't be manipulated by them ourselves.
We do not stand down. We will mobilize our troops, and it is no longer a practice now. It's not a drill. Now we are operating in our defense operations.
if we are to stay and fight, then to protect the future of this house. To protect the future of the mother of the savior of the world and all the worlds in the galaxy. And
She puts her hands to her belly.
to protect both that child's mothers. And I will not abandon you.
Perhaps both of these plans could be enacted. Perhaps our forces are not strong enough on the ground to fight those in the air. But what if they arrive and there is nothing left to destroy? What if we bury ourselves in sand?
I will tell you that. I will tell you this as your game master, and this is something that you would all deduce, well, especially Aurelius, that if the Atreides arrive, they will be bringing atomics with them, and will probably just destroy the planet outright.
Space.
Yeah, they'll probably destroy you from space. Dinar Banan says that you do have a small fleet that is still yours, that you can control. These are orbital craft with weaponry that you can control and steer. In fact, if you look,
I actually, okay, that's.
Let me do this. If
Please.
you look at Roll20, you'll see that the kind of map around your planet is there. And then there are several places that the Atreides might jump into. They're called the jump zones. If the Atreides can get a fleet all the way into the zone that is Optima 2, they can start attacking the planet with atomics. They're going to arrive any day, any hour now. Let me move you over to the correct page here. Yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Yes. So if you look, you'll see that there are different places that the Atreides might jump in. Then they can get a little closer. They can get into planetary orbit. But if they get over the planet itself, Optima 2, they can start dropping atomics at it and destroy everything. You know what? What the hell? I have how many threat here?
10.
No, there's like 8. Right?
There's like 9. I'm gonna start spending it in a minute. I think yeah, you had plans, so I'm not gonna just interrupt your plans, but I'm gonna tell you that I'm spending 2 threat to tell you that this is your last action, whatever it is. Each of you can take one.
I wanted to say what I was doing in the 9 months of preparation, just quickly, which was to start a new Missionaria Protectiva and spread that the new Kizak Haderach is coming and is here.
No wonder the Atreides found you.
Yeah.
But
Dead giveaway.
Yeah, but this could be interesting. This could be interesting. I'll allow you to roll for that if you'd like. I'll allow you to roll for spreading that Missionaria Protectiva project. So would you like to go ahead and put together a dice pool and roll?
Yes.
It's going to create an asset, which are like zealots all over the known universe, right?
Awesome. I am going to roll for Communicate Inspiration, and then I would love to do Power, but I think Faith so specifically applies that it's got to be Faith.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 12 and below. If Inspiration counts, then I'd like to use that Focus.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
I think it does count.
Just 2 dice.
Go.
11 and a 3, so that is 3 successes.
3 successes. I think you needed 2, so you earned 1 momentum from doing that. And I can tell you that you've created an asset. You've created true believers, but they are not on Optima with you. They're spread out across the galaxy. And so no matter what happens here, there are people left to tell your story. And now, would anybody else like to take a final action? I spent 2 threat to say the time is now. The climax is beginning. Yes, Aurelius.
So I think Aurelius, knowing full well how the risk of the Atreides discovering what we're up to, given the people that we've been working with, I think that he has been spending the intervening time in secret building bunkers that can withstand an atomic assault from orbit.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, let's see how well he does with that project. What is he using? I think understand probably, right?
Understand for sure. None of my focuses would not apply. I will use understand and duty.
Yes,
I guess.
And it's difficulty 2 because you're creating an asset.
Yeah.
You're creating underground nuclear bunkers.
Yeah, okay. And if it's okay, I will take that point of momentum to get an extra die
Do
for
it.
this.
Yeah.
To save us all? Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, 2 successes.
2 successes, very good. So you needed 2 and you got 2, and so you have created underground nuclear bunkers. So you've spread that there is a new Kwisatz Haderach being born on Optima 2, and I assume Mother Pomini and this new prophet, this new Messiah, are carefully ensconced inside of these bunkers. Is that correct? I'm guessing.
I think they're primarily to defend the baby, and you know the us, like the ruling kind of cadre. And then I think that's the other thing. He's making like a Dr. Strangelove like list of like all the people that will be told of and allowed into the bunker.
They're gonna see the board.
Yeah.
gotta preserve our precious bodily
Yes,
fluids.
Our precious bodily fluids. You know, that's I know Fremen. That's super important to them. So yeah.
Corinne, what do you do with your final days?
Corinne is going to mobilize military groups in defense positions around the planet.
So you're taking control of the rebel fleet.
Yes.
Let's see if you can create a trait with them where they are swift, or you're going to decide the trait after you try to create it. Would you like to try to create a trait?
Yeah, let's do that.
You don't have to do that if you don't want. You could just say I'm sort of taking charge of them.
Their trait is that they're winners.
No, I'm afraid I can't. That's not the correct trait. Do you want to try to create a trait in them? That's the best thing you could do right now, because
Completely invincible.
You are the ruler of the planet, so you already have control of this fleet. You have control, but you could try to get them ready somehow.
Yes. I would like to think that they are very fervent in their belief that they need to protect this house and this baby at all costs.
Okay. So they're zealous.
Even if it takes their own life, yes.
Zealous.
Okay, so go ahead and roll. They will be zealous if you can roll and get enough momentum to, kind of create that trait. It's difficulty 2.
Okay. So I'm going to use power and... we're in battle. Can I use battle?
Of course.
Okay. Oh God, one rolled on the floor, so I gotta reroll that. I rolled a 7 and an 11.
Is that works,
Those are
right?
2 success. Yeah.
What about the one on the floor? Did you?
I don't know what
count?
that is. It's too far away, so I had to roll another one.
Okay, you had to roll another one. Okay,
Yeah.
So you did it. This rebel fleet is zealous, which might help them. They have a trait that they are zealous. They were like guild members, and now they are loyal to you. They're going to do their best to protect this planet. I'm going to say that makes you actually kind of a quality. You have a quality of 1 instead of quality 0 for your fleet.
Nice.
Okay, and finally, Pharos, final days. What do you do?
All right. Go big or go home, right? I've never really used, and I don't necessarily have on my sheet that I have assets, Tleilaxu contacts, but I brokered this deal between the Bene Gesserit and the Tleilax. I've requested genetic manipulation, alterations in the Atreides DNA to make them more pliable and and prone to obedience to our wishes. I want to see if I can reach out to the Tleilax to see if I can, during this time, have promoted a policy among the Tleilax to replace Atreides soldiers with face dancers.
Oh, man.
Not all of them. A few of them.
Just enough.
Enough to cut throats and sabotage vessels when the moment strikes.
I mean, you guys have 0 momentum, and I think that is at least a difficulty 3. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Spend a determination.
Yeah.
I spent it already.
yeah.
Wait. The only way I can do that is if I challenge a drive, right?
Right, yeah.
Because I've spent my okay, yeah. I mean, or a drive statement. So the only 2 that I've got are power belongs to the righteous. This seems apt. Belief is a lever, truth is a weapon. Yeah, that seems rather cynical about truth. That truth is something that we create. And I feel like we've watched Pharos become less and less a cynic and more a true believer. And so perhaps I can cross out belief as a lever, truth as a weapon, and say like we are the saviors of a fallen universe.
Wow. You know what? It's so crazy, it just might work. I'm going to let you cross that out and earn a point of determination for this roll.
Okay, so that's an immediate. If I spend that, that's immediate 2 successes, but I've got to get one more.
You only have 1 die to roll as well.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so it all comes down to, okay, that's communicate, right?
That's right.
Because I'm trying to secretively and persuasively.
Can I help? Since we've been working together more, can I help you?
Of course you can.
Okay, so you can re-roll it if you fail.
Okay, and because that was the statement that I just crossed out, I mean, would the truth statement be the one that I use here?
It has to be.
Has to be. Great. Okay, so it's not the best roll, but I can re-roll it if it fails, you said?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I've got to roll under a 13.
You can do it.
Well, I don't know much, y'all. I'm just a small town face dancer. But I do know that a 6 is lower than a 13.
There you go.
Yes!
Your program to get in face dancers inside of the Atreides war machine is your agent sent back word that it has been successful. And so now we are going to play our final conflict with all of those pieces in place. You are in control, Corinne, of the rebel fleet that you can see there in the center, but your advisors are all in radio contact with you and can give you advice, meaning you all control this rebel fleet in this final conflict, and you can place it where you would like to begin. Remember, if an Atreides fleet gets over the planet, they can start dropping atomics on you. So the idea might be to put yourself into one of the jump zones, hoping they show up there. But then if you are in the wrong one, you might have to travel quickly to try to get to the correct one. Or you may play yourself in one of the spots of the planetary orbit. Because you remember in a conflict, you can either move or take an action like attack, right? And you can move subtly or boldly, and those have different effects as well. You guys have 0 momentum going into this. Where would you like to place your rebel fleet at the beginning of this conflict?
I don't know. Okay, let's huddle in, because I'm assuming we're all on comms here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so if we are in a planetary orbit that's possibly closer to the planet if we needed to counteract, but I feel like it's harder to attack from a jump zone if they're in a different jump zone.
Orbit seems like the right choice, right?
Yeah, because if we're in one of the jump zones, and like I say, if we're in jump zone 3 and they land in jump zone 2, they're on the exact opposite side of the map, and we wouldn't be able to get to them in time. But if we're in any of the planetary orbit circles, we can intercept them wherever they come in before they get to the planet.
Exactly.
Totally.
I think.
Yeah. So now it's a matter of which planetary orbit do we want to
It's a bit of a crapshoot.
Seems like you should let your prescient visions guide you.
Yeah, use the.
What's look into the threads of time. Which one feels right?
Oh, actually, can we do some kind of mechanical way to improve our odds here? Like if I take a swig of my Sappho juice, can I get like a burst of analytic power to figure out what might be optimal?
Aided by the Duchess's
visions,
Bene Gesserit visions.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, why don't you try that? Why don't you see if you can deduce where they'll show up?
Okay, so do we want an assist roll from?
Yeah,
from
you can have Delessa, and you can have assist from several of your teammates if you'd like.
Actually, maybe Delessa, this should be your role, because then you can re-roll it with my I can assist and you can re-roll with my advisor skill.
Yeah.
So.
Anybody bring any spice with them?
I always got the spice, baby.
Okay, great.
All right, so
Gotta get with my friends.
Delessa, and is anybody else is anybody assisting on this computation?
Yeah, I feel like I've got sleeper agents in the fleet itself, so I might have some. They might have filtered back some information to me, and I can roll to see how good that intel is.
Okay, let's have a 1 die roll from Delessa, aka Mother Pomini, and a 1 die roll from our friend Pharos.
I have the perfect focus, which is battle tactics.
And Corinne, if you think that you still have access to some of your prescient visions that you gained earlier, you can even go ahead and roll here as well.
Yes.
Totally.
Can I do like a faith battle roll?
Yes.
Okay. So do I roll 1 die or do I roll?
Just 1 die, because you're assisting Aurelius in this computation.
Got you. I got an 8. So it just meets.
So you got a success. What about Mother Pomini?
Okay, I'm just assisting, I'm not rolling?
No,
You're just assisting.
I think you're rolling.
You wanted
I'm
to pass.
sorry. Okay, I didn't understand.
We're relying on
All
your vision, and I'm.
Okay, so is Aurelius assisting?
Well, can I assist and use my advisor skill?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I fail.
Okay. And how about Pharos? How'd you do?
I succeeded.
Okay, so there's 2 extra successes coming to you, Mother Pomini, if you succeed in your role right now. And let's see. You need. I'm gonna say. I think you need 1 success to know, because you have so many different strands of information helping you. I think you've pushed the cards in your favor somewhat. You need 1 success to know where they're going to jump into.
All right. And we're out of momentum, eh?
Yep.
You're out of momentum.
This is battle tactics with the focus, and then this is power. Bene Gesserit will control the Imperium.
Nice.
13 is my target. 5 and below is a double. I got a 5.
Nice.
And a 19.
Nice. And you can re-roll the 19.
4. Yes! That's 4 successes.
Yes.
4 successes. You only needed 1, so you have earned 3 momentum for yourself, which is very important. And you are pretty sure that the Atreides are going to jump into jump zone 2. Would you like to start there?
Yes. So I inform the fleet that they are going to move towards the jump zone 2.
And now we begin as an Atreides Hayliner suddenly appears in jump zone 2. And it immediately disgorges an Atreides fleet, which begins flying toward the planet. And then I'm going to spend 4 threat.
Oh no.
You've given me so much threat. And that 4 threat is going to give me another Atreides fleet.
Oh no.
And let's see how much I have. I have 3 left over. I guess for now I'm good. 2 Atreides fleets to your 1 rebel fleet come out of the Atreides Hayliner, and you guys get to go first. You have the jump on them. What would you like to do? You can attack the Hayliner, the fleet, fleet 1 or fleet 2.
What is a Hayliner?
The Hayliner is the giant ship that the little ships traveled in that folded space using a guild navigator, a loyalist guild navigator.
We should attack that.
That's their ticket home, but the Hayliner wouldn't have weapons to attack us.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it does any it doesn't do us any good, I think.
Damn it.
Well,
Okay.
And it's also much bigger. It's like that giant port we put our cargo ship with the
Got you.
earlier. I think that it's going to take too much to take it down, and we're going to take too much damage from the fleets.
Let's go for the fleet. Yeah, let's go for the fleets if the Hayliner does not attack us. Yeah. So yeah, let's attack. Let's just, I guess, go with fleet 2 first.
awesome.
Okay, great. And I guess we're going to use your battle, Corinne.
Okay.
You have 3 momentum that you can spend.
I thought we had 4 because we started a new scene
I hate
and
to
we got 3.
steal a die roll. Up to you. Narratively, more interesting. Battle tactics will apply for a lot of this.
Sure. Do you want to do the roll?
I don't know. You roll. I'll roll next time.
If I do power in battle, that's I've got
This is
8 and 8.
exactly what. This is the exact danger of you forming a union. Who is in charge
No,
here?
it's fine.
Who is
Right.
who is
can both
commanding the
command.
fleet?
You'll listen to both of us.
Aurelius and I are like,
Yes, if you have 2 leaders, you have none.
Lovers quarrel. So are you both using 8 and 8 for your rolls?
I have a lower roll, but I have a higher chance of one of them critting because I can use battle tactics as my focus.
Do it.
I don't know what's better. Okay. I haven't done the maths. So power and battle. Just
great.
I'll spin one of those momentum we got.
Great. And there's 3. I'm pretty sure there's 3, Corin. Forgive me. I believe that's how much there is.
Okay. I thought
had
we
3.
got 3. Okay.
Okay. Rolling 3 dice. A 6, a 9, and a 12, which are all below the 6. No, my battle tactics is 5, so that's 3 successes.
Well, let me roll there because it's a contest.
Oh, right.
And I have good news for you. They only rolled 1 success.
Oh, nice.
So that means it was a difficulty 1, and you got how many successes?
3.
3.
Your rebel fleet tears into Atreides fleet 2. And because it is quality 1, because of their zealous nature, your fleet, you have done 3 toward the requirement to destroy it.
Wow.
And the requirement is 6.
Wow. Can we spend the momentum we just earned to inflict more damage right now?
we spend to keep
Yes, you can.
Or to keep the initiative?
Or to keep the initiative, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're up to 4 now.
You could spend, you're up to 4 now. You could spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative right now.
Oh, let's keep the initiative.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You keep the initiative. And what would you like to do next?
Attack the other fleet.
Press the advantage. Don't let up. Attack.
Are you
Then they'll
attacking
both get to come
Atreides fleet 2? Are you attacking them again? Or are you attacking the other one?
Because the other one is still up.
Oh, yeah, there's 2
3 out
fleets
of
here.
6.
Okay. Let's attack the one that's already weakened.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
focus fire.
you've done 3 toward its 6 requirement to destroy it with your zealous rebel fleet, and you may go ahead and begin your attack. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll again.
I think I'm gonna.
Corin, you do it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll power in battle using my. I will have what is owed to me.
You have 2 momentum you can
My
use.
planet. Yeah, I'll spend a momentum.
Okay, you have 1 momentum.
Nice.
I rolled a 3, a 9, and a 14. So 2 of those are successes.
2 are successes.
Oh, actually, no. 14 is also a success. I have to roll
3
under a
successes.
16. Yeah, 3 successes.
Let's see how they did. Okay. The amount of successes you need to get was 2 this time. So how many did you get?
3.
3. So you earned a point of momentum. You have 2 momentum currently, and you do enough damage to destroy Fleet 2.
Yes. Awesome.
It's gone. Your zealous improving the quality of your fleet was clutch, because otherwise it would have taken 3 hits to destroy these fleets. Okay, you have 2 momentum. Are you going to keep the initiative again?
Yes.
Okay, that takes you down to 0 momentum. Okay, and what would you like to do? There's another fleet there.
You gotta attack.
Okay.
I think that either Pharos or Aurelius has to take command at some point.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Roll that.
Perhaps Pharos can activate his sleepers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's see how that goes. Yeah.
Why don't we? This would be a fun. If it's, we could make it a communicate roll to see if your word can like get through to however many people at the same time.
I'm trying to break through communication to deliver a Manchurian Candidate-esque trigger phrase that wakes the face dancers up and tells them what they need to do.
Execute
wait to find out.
66.
Great.
So that's that would be communicate and power, probably.
Yeah, totally.
Great, here we go.
Do it.
Do it. All right. All right, that's 1 success.
Okay.
That's 2 successes.
Nice.
Unfortunately, in this case, you needed 3.
New.
Is that even with our quality 1 fleet?
Your
guess
quality
because
1
this-
that determines how much damage you do, how much you get
okay.
toward your requirement. I'm afraid that you have not succeeded, and you have not earned momentum. They rolled really well in the contest this time. It's their turn. They're going to move, and they are going to move. Are they going to try to move subtly, or are they just
The
going to
sky
move?
clears when the sun rises. The sky clears when the sun rises. Come on.
All right, yeah, they're going to move they're going to move boldly into planetary orbit 1. And in order to move boldly, they have to get 2 successes. I'm sorry, they were going to move. Yeah, so if I move boldly, I may move an opposing character's asset if this works. So here they go. They're moving boldly into planetary orbit 1, and they're going to try to move your asset away. I would assume that this means that they're laying down so much fire that your rebel fleet is momentarily caused to retreat if they succeed at this. They rolled a 1.
No.
So they got 2 successes, the successes they needed, and they move your rebel fleet 1 zone, and they're going to move you into a different planetary orbit. You're going to be over here in planetary orbit 2, and they're in planetary orbit 1. They are closer to Optima. They can get there next time they move. That was their action. You guys have 0 momentum. What would you like to do? You've had to retreat.
If we move back onto Optima, that's where they're eventually going to be, so we could at least meet them there.
I think that
Right?
makes sense.
Oh. Do we get a chance to fend them off, or if they like get to Optima, do they just immediately nuke the planet?
No, they don't immediately nuke. They have to attack.
Okay. And
I
then,
think that
well, that's a last stand. That's desperate because we have to inflict a significant amount of damage too to be
Yeah.
able to take them
Yeah.
out.
And I want to say that maybe that sleeper awaken moment was because of communications failure, and that maybe could be attempted again.
Yeah.
And based on maybe GM fiat, maybe that's not a thing that has to happen when we're right up on each other, since it's more communication technology contingent and not firepower contingent.
That is correct. That is true. I accept that idea. Yeah, I would allow you to try that.
We could also move subtly, and if we pass, then we move our asset and reduce the cost to keep initiative to 0, so we could go again.
Yes.
Right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I think, it's either that or try comms again.
And then again, if we move boldly like they did, we could push them back,
them
but that
back.
doesn't affect initiative. So I'd say subtly if we move.
I would say, try to keep the
Let's try
initiative.
the move. Let's move subtly.
But then try the communication once again if we succeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Blastify.
Who's good at moving?
Not me.
Not me. I can battle tactics, but I don't
Also
have
not
any
me.
move.
I have move and I have stealth. It's not
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
That
actually,
seems
yeah,
like
that's
moving
actually-
subtly to me.
Yeah, okay,
totally.
let's do that.
Yeah.
All right.
So we can do
This is
power
like
and
Ender's
move.
Game. This is so funny. I
Yeah.
love this.
Power and move. Do we have any momentum?
You have none.
None.
Okay. I guess here we go then. I rolled an 8, which is a success. But then I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
Not
Have
a
you
success.
spent your determination?
I have not.
Normally, I would have to ask you to spend it beforehand, but I'm going to allow it.
No,
Do
but
wanna
you can
s-
spend
really?
it after a roll to re-roll your dice pool.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. I didn't
So
know.
I could
Okay.
re-roll the 19.
Yes, you may.
Okay, here we go.
You have to roll. I think you have to roll. Oh wait, no. I just one. Yeah, any number of dice in your dice pool. I think you can re-roll if you spend your determination.
Okay, well, I re-rolled it and it was a 3.
Well, that's a success then.
Well.
That's 2 because
That's
stealth
2.
was the focus.
Stealth was the
That's right.
focus, and
Yeah.
it
Three
was I had to
successes.
get under
That's three
6, so
successes.
3 successes.
You earn an extra momentum point, and you may move twice. Where are you moving to?
Okay. We should move into planetary orbit. Are they in what planetary
They're in
orbit are they in?
planetary orbit 1 right
1.
now.
We should probably move into planetary orbit 1 and
Great.
attack again.
Unfortunately, you can only move or attack in the Dune conflict rules, and you have moved subtly.
Wait,
You
wait,
have done-
Wait, hold on then.
What if we just move one and then use the move subtly text to keep initiative?
Right. So that's what you're doing. You were in planetary orbit 2. You moved subtly. You did that successfully with 2
Into
successes.
Optima, right?
You moved into Optima, and then in order to get to planetary orbit 1, you would keep the initiative and move again. Because there's no one to attack here. You could create a trait if you wanted to here, if you wanted to do something else, keeping the initiative.
I think with the initiative, we wanted to do Pharos'
Yes.
attempted communication again.
Exactly.
Okay,
let's
I'll
do that.
allow it. So keeping the initiative, you're going to try Pharos' sleeper cells, see if you can awaken them.
Yes.
I think you forgot your code phrase.
I worked so hard on this project and it's falling to bits. Okay, communicate. Can we say that my focus of charm bears at all upon this?
No.
Is this
Yeah,
something
that
that
sounds fine.
Aurelius can aid in?
Yes.
I will
Because
aid.
it's communicate based.
Yeah, I will aid.
But that means that I can only get 2 successes. That's the maximum amount I can get because I don't have a focus to roll under.
Well, you could crit.
I could crit. So let's
You will.
put our faith.
You will crit.
I will crit. Well, that's a success.
Okay.
And that's a failure. Just one
You can
success.
re-roll it.
Wait,
You
can we roll
But I
that?
can re-roll it. Here we go. And that's a 2.
So close.
Okay.
So that's 2 successes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, for my assist, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, so that's a
no.
complication.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say happens. The requirement to destroy this Atreides fleet, they lose 3 points out of their 6 requirement as some of their own ships start to fire on themselves.
Yes.
So their health meter is half down. But the complication is the ones that are still loyal flee and they get a free move.
Oh.
That's the complication. They meet you over Optima. It is a final stand. It's your turn. Oh no, it's their turn.
No, we don't have
It's
enough
their-
momentum to keep it.
There's their turn.
Okay.
And they, how smart are they? Do they attack you or do they try to nuke the planet? You know what?
Roll to see if they're smart.
I am gonna make a roll to kind of just make me decide what they do.
No nukes.
You
no
know what?
nukes.
I think
no
that
nukes.
this. I think that this. Yeah, I think that this is a fleet controlled by the great Gurney Halleck or somebody else.
No.
And so they're very smart.
Legendary.
And they are honorable and loyal to a fault to the Atreides. And I think that they nuke that planet. They're gonna roll to
Jared, how
attack.
could you?
I know.
No.
And they roll a 7, which is under their target number, and then they roll a 1.
Don't roll like that.
And we're in our bunker.
No.
The bunker shakes as the entire surface of the planet is decimated.
Irradiated.
Multiple mushroom clouds go up on Optima 2. The worm is, by all metrics, supposedly dead now. And your compound, except for the nuclear bunkers that the Atreides don't know about, has been destroyed. But you're both here floating over Optima 2, and it is your turn. What would you like to do? What does your fleet do? Or if you'd like, you can abandon your fleet to whatever tactics they would take, and you can decide what you do in your final days here, your final hours.
Bunker?
I reach down, place my hands on my belly, and look.
The baby is
I
coming.
say, I'm sorry we failed you as my water breaks.
No.
Oh, God. Corinne!
I just grab her hand.
Bad timing, but, I think I should lie down. Oh, God.
We'll get you to safety. We'll get you to safety. We'll get you to safety. We've got to get you to safety.
Get him to safety.
And now I finally get to say the words I've been wanting to say throughout my long career of role-playing games. Becca, roll to give birth. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay.
Look, I think that our story is ending. But I like to give the players the final say. Does your rebel fleet try to knock this Atreides fleet out of the sky, or are you more concerned with what your characters are doing down in the bunker now that your entire project has been destroyed by the Atreides?
Yeah, it feels like, is it possible to escape?
They could pick us up. There's a lot of fallout that we should probably wait 20 years to emerge.
There might be
Here's-
some.
Here's something. So there are other planets in this system. I think maybe if our fleet survives, once it is safe to do so, that they could theoretically rescue whoever is still living in the bunkers. But I think to coordinate the final attack, one of us would have to remain in the communications center, sacrificing their own lives to ensure the survival of the fleet.
I do it.
You want to? Okay,
no,
I'll do
no,
it.
No. You thought of it. You do it.
Okay, Aurelius volunteers.
Yeah.
And
Are
so
you sure?
Aurelius, yes, sorry.
Takram, no. We need you. This isn't the end. For House, Houdin, Tyloris, Corinne.
Kareem.
Your Grace,
Your advisory acumen has saved our lives countless times.
I have lived my entire life as a coward. Let me do this last thing. Let me preserve the house. Go, save yourselves. I can do this.
Very
You were
well.
never a coward.
We are now enacting King Kong and Armageddon, and I love it.
Theros comes close to you and just with a sort of blank face that is neither human nor inhuman, just kind of gives you a on both cheeks. You will be remembered.
And he's like,
let me roll to give
crying.
birth.
Please, get to the bunker first. Your Grace.
The Messiah
I don't know
shall
if we're gonna
carry your
make it.
name into the stars.
Aurelius, come. Your name will live on in this child.
Hell yeah. Oh, you honor me, Your Grace. I was just hoping for a... Yes. I was just hoping for a high school or something, but that's really cool. Thank you.
So I'm going to finally narrate some of what happens, which is Aurelius stays down in the bunker, communicating with the fleet. We're going to leave our conflict. Our conflict is over. Well, I think that actually the next action that the fleet takes is they move away from the Atreides fleet. They flee so that they can come back down to the planet and help the survivors. And Aurelius, as you sit there communicating with them, just the devastation from the nukes continues to kind of domino, and a dust is coming down from the ceiling, and the glow globes in here start to flicker, and then very soon, as Aurelius signs off, everything goes dark, and the bunker collapses in on itself. In a starcraft, an orbital starcraft fleeing the planet, Mother Pomini is screaming. Mother Pomini, I was joking earlier when I said roll to give birth, but now I kind of want to see what happened because it looked like you just rolled something.
Well, I'd like to spend my determination at long last.
Yes.
Nice.
Will you let me get 2 successes?
You get an automatic 2 successes on giving birth.
Right.
Oh, actually, no. It begins to cry, but then it stops. Pharos,
Agony.
the doctor, in the craft that is currently leaving the planet, by the way. So we're also reenacting Superman. Lifts the baby to you, and although it started to cry, it now stops. And it regards you with complete calm and composure, and looks at you with blue on blue eyes.
He is risen.
As its proud mothers beam at it, the second Messiah, the anti-Messiah, has come.
And at that moment, I just swab the lips that kiss the cheek of Aurelius de Grom and spirit that little cloth into a tiny glass container, knowing that with the Tlilaxu, nothing ever really dies.
Awesome.
And that
Yes.
is the end of our saga.
Oh, epic!
Love it.
Oh my
Epic.
God.
Hey, encore!
Oh my god.
That was the
great.
most epic of epicness ever epicked, man. That was
They'll
the
do
best.
plays in our opera house on the planet House someday.
Everything.
Hail House Kareem, saviors of the world.
We had betrayal. We had a love story. We had a birth.
We had a space battle. We had it all.
Space battle.
Several heists.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Wow, that was everything I wanted it to be, and some things I didn't know it was going to be. That's why I love these players, is that they surprise me, and that's the best thing that you can have happen to you as a GM, is to be surprised. So thank you for making this pure Dune, but also making it a fun and surprising. Thank you, Skidmauer, Becca Scott, Nora Ibrahim, and Ross Bryant. Look for them online, follow everything they do, tell them how much you love them. I've been your game master, Jared Logan, following humbly in the footsteps in the sand left by Troy LaValle. And I'm so happy to be here at the Glass Cannon Network with you all. Check us out on some of our other streams. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jared.
Thanks, Jared.
Great stuff, Jared. Great stuff, everybody.